Mountaintop homesteaders, what's going on? Beautiful day on the mountain. Wanted to give you an update on our cattle panel greenhouse. I got some significant work done on it, and I'm hoping this weekend that we'll get it all finished up. So the wife and I are going to be able to get the top on it, the plastic, and get that all wrapped up this weekend if the weather holds out. So let me go ahead and give you a tour. Alrighty. So as you can tell, I've got the whole greenhouse framed in. We've got the door that I built out. It's with 2x2s, and also the rear windows with 2x2s. Real nice and simple door. Put some hinges on. Got a pull handle. I've got the cross member for support. And that's about it. The addition I did put on it was a couple things that kind of didn't cross my mind. We needed some type of door stop up top, so I just took some of the extra wood that I had laying around from building the raised flower bed and put that up there, screwed that up there so it's a door stop. And down here on the bottom, I just made sure that we had a place for the door to rest, because of course it's not sitting on this 2x6 here. It's actually going to come in farther, and it just needed a place to rest. I didn't want over the years that it would start to warp or anything like that. So just put that in place. So that's something to keep in mind if you're building something like that, that'll give it a nice way to rest, a nice way to secure the door without any warpage or anything like that. So I've got a little bit offset on the door, so I've got some T-brackets coming for the middle bracket, the middle brace that I put on there, that wood brace, and that'll shore up the door a little bit more. So on the inside of the door frame, and I did the same on the window, the sun's in the way there. Let's go back this way. I did put some corner metal brackets on there. So each corner has got the bracket, and that just allows for some extra stability, because as you know, 2x2s aren't the best thing in the world, but you know, it works real good for what we needed to get done. Also, I got all the dirt in the raised bed, so we'll be able to plant that. In about another month, our tomato plants will come out, and we'll be able to put that in. I got that from a local construction company. It's a soil compost / manure mix. I think that'll work real good for the bed. It's really dry right now. I've been hoping we'll get a good rainstorm, but it had 2 rainstorms on it, so hopefully that packed it down a little bit. So some more information about the greenhouse. So I did the frame out of 2x6s, as I stated before. I did put L brackets on there, and these L brackets are secured with lag bolts into the earth. And that's just for an added peace of mind on my side. It's not something that's necessary, but we do get strong winds up here, and to pound these into the ground, I did have to take my mini sledge and hammer them in. So it's not like it was nice soft dirt that I could hammer them in with. So that just gives an added peace of mind to myself, that the wind's not going to pick up and move it and shift it and that sort of thing. Over on the corners, I always like to reinforce my corners with 90-degree brackets. So those are screwed into each corner. Just gives some extra stability and peace of mind for me. The 2x2s or 2x6s are screwed in. So there's no problem there. And then the cattle panels, I use the fencing staples on those, and they're evened out along the 2x6. So that's how I secured those. Pretty simple setup. So it went really well. What I also did, a lot of people recommend wire just due to the longevity, but I did weather resistant UV, if I can get it to focus, wire ties up here. And I just did that because I didn't want to have any wire snag the plastic that we're putting up. The plastic is about $100 to put on. You can find it for cheaper, but it's not always the best quality. So I used those to tie the panels in together, and that's about it. Let's go around this other side here. So this backside, this is just going to be a nice window that'll open for vent purposes. I was originally going to have the automatic hydraulic fluid type shock that we use in the palm greenhouse on here, so that it would open up above 60 degrees. I don't think after building this, again, this is with 2x2s, but I don't think after building this that we're going to be able to mount that very well on here. So I'll probably screen in the backside of it, and we will just, this will be a manual type window. So again, it's the same thing as the door. It's got a pull and it'll open up, and we can use a chain or something like that to keep it open, let the air flow in here. I'm not planning on building the sides of this greenhouse so that they open, nor am I planning on building the vents down on the other end. I was gonna put 2 vents on each side down there, and I decided against it. It just didn't deem it necessary. If we keep this window open, and I'll have a fan in there circulating the air, and that'll be good enough for what we got going on. But so next up, we will be putting the top on. And there's a couple places, little gotcha places that you have to be aware of when you're doing the top, the greenhouse plastic covers. So the edge of the cattle panels are very sharp. There's these where they fuse the wire together. It's very sharp. So what we'll do is we'll put pipe insulation on here, and that'll protect the plastic. There was a place where I ended up overlapping, get your pan down here, overlapping a couple of the cattle panels. So what I'll do here is I'm going to put some fabric in here, and it's the same fabric that I'm using on the outside of it. I don't know if they call it wind lace. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but I'm going to run a piece of that fabric over this, and then from there we can put the plastic on and secure that down. Then on top of the plastic, we'll have some more wind lace on there, because again, we do get 50-mile-an-hour winds up here from time to time. So I want to make sure that the greenhouse is protected and over the winter, and every year I don't have to spend another $100 replacing plastic if it breaks. So that'll give us all the peace of mind that we need. That's it for updates on the greenhouse, the cattle panel greenhouse. I got a lot of dirt left over. I think I went overboard getting dirt, but that's all right. I'd rather have enough dirt than too little dirt, because I've got pots to fill. I've got pots that'll go in the greenhouse and pots that'll also go on our deck. We're gonna have a few pots on our back deck, which is right behind me there. And that will allow us to have some of the herbs there and have some tomatoes right out the back door instead of always coming down to the greenhouse. But if you got any questions, please let me know. And as always, thanks for stopping by the Mountaintop Homesteaders. If you like us, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We love you guys, and God bless you guys.